I think they both look better on you because they're both your style, but I just took the one that I think looks marginally better on me. You're looking good.
Initially, you were like, hey, I should wear this jacket because I offered that, and then you wanted the other one. And now we're just trading jackets back and forth. I think you're going to end up walking away with one of them. We do have the draft up in front of us. It's JDG versus RRQ here. JDG over on the left-hand side get their Senna right off the bat, matching that late-game scaling that we've come to expect from Chinese teams.
Yeah, and what I do think is really cheeky here from RRQ is the moment you see the Senna, you take away the Nasus, right? The big guns are coming out, the real drafts are coming out, if I could say that. The Nasus pickup, I'm not sure what he's going to pair that with, but that's going to be interesting. Maybe a Sona Nasus combo.
Oh, that is the question, because how do you play Nasus? Because Nasus is not a good champion.
He isn't.
Unless you have the Senna alongside.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I do see a possibility of Sona Nasus, but you gotta remember that RRQ have been playing against USG recently, so they've done their prep. And if you remember what USG played, Tatsuti plays Nasus mid.
Sure. We do have the Kha'Zix and the Riven now. Kha'Zix and Riven backing up that frontline Nasus.
Maki looks cool.
Some frontline tools.
I'm sorry, it's just a minor point. He had like a sneer going on.
I'm in the middle of my draft analysis, Leonard.
Yeah, but I was very impressed by how cool Maki looked.
I understand. You see a good sneer, you have to mention it. On the opposite side, it is Gragas, Camille, and that's a Wombo combo.
That's a ban right there. That's the Sona ban. So what else are you gonna ban away here? What other pairings do you
get rid of Yuumi?
It's already gone, right? So maybe a Seraphine Nasus, but at the same time, I don't think that's a combo at all. Zed is a good ban because a Zed. Oh my god, I'm losing my train of thoughts here because these picks coming in from the side of RRQ. It's gonna be Soraka Nasus bot.
Wow. Okay, this is actually something I'm ready for, Leonard.
Okay,
Soraka is a good champion. People haven't been noticing, but every couple of patches they keep buffing up for her heal amounts, and all of the support items that work well with healers that make Yuumi so scary when she builds that support style, that make Karma so scary when she builds Ardent Sensor and that sort of thing. All those items are applicable to Soraka as well.
Yeah,
she's
that's
really effective. The one problem is if you have assassins that get onto her,
man,
huge trouble. But guess what there isn't over on JDG? A ton of assassins. It's only the Camille.
This is a very interesting situation going on from both teams. We've got the scaling, we've got the mid lane Vayne coming in from Helios. When I was talking to Kaigu yesterday, the coach of RRQ, he's telling me he's got some interesting picks prepared to cheese out JDG. And if I've ever seen a cheese draft, if I've ever seen an unexpected, unique draft, this is gonna be it from RRQ.
Yeah, this is incredible. It's so late game.
It's so late game.
You're putting the Vayne, I assume, down bottom?
It's mid Vayne.
Mid Vayne.
It's mid Vayne.
Okay.
And then singed.
And then the singed in the opposite side isn't going to be able to get aggressive and punish him.
Exactly. It's going to be a free lane for the Vayne in theory, right? You think about the...
To qualify for groups, if they can get this win here, a best-of-3 series starts now.
And I was very impressed with the game that we saw RRQ in previously, TJ. But if you ask me, what impression did I form of JDG from what we've seen at Icon so far? Not too much, because they rode their game against the Mina so hard. They played so extremely well, and it was mostly off the Mac checks. If we're gonna keep up with that trend, if we're gonna see Mac checks from JDG and RRQ, we're in for a blinder of a series here.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun.
It will be, I can tell you that.
I do want to say it might not start a lot of fun, Leonard.
Resident Sleeper lanes.
Yeah, okay. We've got some people in YouTube chat, they can't... Resident Sleep. You can't say Resident Sleeper, that's bias.
Okay, you're right. But there is one lane that we can look out for. That's the one on your screen right now. Lemon and Devil J. This is a matchup we wanted to talk about, TJ. Lemon was a consistent strong point for the side of JDG. And Devil J, frankly, he's had some poor moments in the past. He's had some moments of brilliance. Let's see which side we see today.
Yeah, and Lemon has been so good all series. Wow, Doki in. That early Gragas damage, nothing to mess about with.
Yeah.
But Lemon has been so strong that you were theorizing coming in, he was just going to have a great lane against Devil J.
Yes.
So far, Devil J, even into early game Renekton, holding their own.
Pretty good start so far, and I think one of the best parts of Riven is if they mess up their trading timings, Riven can really chase you down the long lane. That's something you gotta be careful of. Devil J's trades have been good so far. But you gotta keep in mind what Renekton's real strength is. When he pairs up with his jungler, when they come at you 2 against 1, point and click into Camille hookshot, that's lights out.
And that's the combo they're looking for. Bring Jingdo out of the jungle, use Shindo as that frontline engage and also the assassin threat all rolled into one.
And you can just know that these Chinese teams have been scrimming against each other because the win condition here for JDG, it's pretty much the same as what we saw last game as well. You want to get catches, you want to get picks. You have these champions that set up for that so very well. The Senna as well, right? That's something that we've been talking about. I've been quite surprised we haven't seen too much Senna in the first round of games in the play-ins. But here we go, Senna priority, we're back at it.
You know, we always talk about like regional metas.
Yeah.
The Chinese teams have like the most regional meta because they play each other so much, and from what I've heard, scrim other regions very little.
Yes.
So
and there's a very clear
completely
explanation
isolated.
for that. Yeah. The explanation for that is really just a very simple one. They're the best teams.
Right.
Why would we scrim worse teams?
Why would you give other teams your strats?
Exactly. Well, I don't even think they care about that. I think it really comes down to the fact of why do we scrim against worse teams when we can play against each other and win games? Let me tell you a bit of a fun fact here, TJ. It's a bit depressing, but it's a regular occurrence that when Chinese teams scrim against other regions' teams, they plan for a best of 3, they plan for a best of 5.
Qingdao caught out here, Jazz in, and that's an early pickup. RRQ find one on the bottom side of the map. Doki goes in, backed up by Chi, who did find a pretty massive route, then stalls up Exosen, but does not find an opening response for JDG.
Good start here for RRQ. Picking off Singdo is going to be big because we talked about this jungle matchup. We talked about how Singdo and Chaz were the players to watch here, how this would be one of the closest matchups to really decide the series. That's the best start you can hope for.
Qingdao into the mid lane, Juju already here, and the Hextech ultimatum lands. There's the combo. Helios flash away. It does not save him.
What a timing on the flip there from Jojo. He held that for as long as he could. Helios trying his best, darting around. What is the quote that Vayne says? Something, something, boxing with shadows? Something like that?
What?
But that's a Vayne quote. She says that.
Yeah, I've never played Vayne.
Okay, well, I can tell. But she says something along the lines of, it's like boxing with shadows or something. Well, Jojo has a very clear solution that he just waits for you to come out of stealth and flips you into his commit.
Sure. Able to find the pickup there early. And there's also a really fun combo there where the Hextech ultimatum is locking him inside of the AoE damage.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you just fought Poison Clouds in the entire Hextech ultimatum, right? And Singdo, he's back in it, just like that. He got a kill. He's still a bit behind Chess in terms of gold. But that's a good start because you can't let yourself fall too far behind. Camille is a very tempo-reliant champion in the jungle because you don't get consistent farm.
So dead even on the map raises the question. Do you think RRQ scaled better?
100%, 1000%.
Okay, I was setting you up for an easy home run with Mika, all right? I wanted to make sure Mika didn't beat you up later. Here we go into our first objectives. RRQ don't yet have any of that scaling power online.
Yeah, they don't, but their win conditions right now are going to be really reliant on Devil J and Chaz. Uh-oh, Exo.
Into the front lines, Exo will find a
nice
big
flash.
Crocodile waiting for him, and the stun lands. A great follow-up from range. Doki gets the kill, and I don't think there's a way back into it for RRQ.
Yeah,
they just have to walk away from this Rift Herald.
They have to give that one up there. Nothing at all Exo can do. He didn't expect the Crocodile to be waiting in the bush, and just like that, that's likely going to be 2 objectives for Jindo.
A dive in by Jojo, and he instantly finds a pickup. Dawning Shadow to back it up. It goes from bad to worse for RRQ. They're trying to turn things with Marky, but even with Soraka healing, even with the front line arriving from Exocid, can they turn this? There it is. Bane damage finally arriving. Big pop-up as they shut down Jojo. Stepping forward again is Qingdao into the front lines. Huge damage. Hextech ultimatum follows. Devil J can't escape. He'll be picked up. It's Qingdao for another kill as they chase down a rooted opponent. Exocid shut down. A massive team fight win for JDG.
And that's why Singe is good into the Vayne. Sure, she might have a good laning phase. She might scale for free. But if you land that glue trap on the Vayne, she cannot tumble. She cannot do a thing. What's the solution there? The moment you mess up on the side of RRQ, JDG will capitalize. The WRL will capitalize. If you make a mistake, they will drive that stake through your heart. Vampire analogy. Because Vayne's a vampire hunter.
Is that true?
Something like that. She hunts the evil things in the night.
Here's a replay of that last fight as RRQ are focused in on the front lines. They're so building around getting Marky an opportunity.
It looks good for a second here, right?
Yeah,
You have the
there's the dream,
damage.
right? You stole out that front line, you've got the healing.
But you really know that you can never win this fight because it's 4-on-5, you have the healing from the center, you have the Gragas in the front line. Chaz is trying to pull off something a bit cheeky here.
Lemon
Goes
called
to
out.
get it.
Chaz
Wow.
finds the pick. Actually, goes over to Devil J at the end.
It's the Chazix, right? If you make a mistake, he is going to capitalize on it, but that comes at the cost of the mid lane turret. You're funneling farm into Helios, you're funneling farm into Devil J, but your map's going to suffer.
While Chazix is away, JDG play.
I don't understand. What does that mean?
Well, they saw him on the map, and so they
Yes.
summoned the Rift Herald in the mid lane.
All right, we're going to move on from that one here.
You're
Not
allowed
your
to do
best.
bad quotes. I'm not allowed to do bad quotes.
That's not even a quote. What's this, though?
Helios caught out in the side lanes. Jojo can't do anything about it. Helios will turn right back in. There's the dive.
It's too tanky.
Chaz. No, nothing comes of it. And here's Lemon now. Chaz, very low on HP. Does Chaz dare step up? He does. He's so
Oh my
dangerously
God.
close. It's Marky who gets flipped, and it's Marky who dies.
TJ, it's not every day you hear someone say that was a 6-inch play. That was a mechanically great cinch.
I haven't said
that
it
was
yet.
a
Do you wanna-
well-practiced cinch.
My God.
That's the first time, and maybe the last time I'm gonna say that as well. And it's about Jojo Cinch. He looks clean with it.
He sure does. That was very good movement underneath the tower, which I suppose is not singed specific, but the flip that he found afterwards, of course, found a free kill.
Timings.
RRQ unable to shut down the isolated player in the top lane.
And this is kind of the issue with RRQ as well, right? We always say the quote, they can beat anyone, but they can lose to anyone. Why is that? It comes at the cost of their aggressiveness. Their aggressiveness wins them games. Their over-aggressiveness loses them games. We talk about their scaling. We talk about how RRQ in the mid to late game, they really could win this one. But one too many errors in the laning phase, one too many errors in the mid game, and JDG just starting to run away with it here.
RRQ having to play some hard defense, and this is a sight we're familiar with from Chinese teams, or rather teams playing into
Yep.
Chinese teams. Whenever JDG begin to come online, they start just forcing RRQ back on the map, denying them gold.
Denying them gold, denying them space, denying them tempo. If you look at the map state right now, RRQ's
No free
entire
lunches.
vision line is in their own red side jungle. They're trying to avoid getting collapsed
No more
on.
Coca-Cola fridges in their team rooms. Denying them everything, man. Did you know they actually took the Coca-Cola fridge from our talent room?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still upset about that.
That was disappointing.
I don't know why it happened. Lemon advancing forward onto Chaz and Devil J. Doki kind of finding the flank here as well as the Hextech ultimatum is deployed and Devil J is gone.
In the
RRQ
blink of an eye.
lose their front lines. They'll try to step back forward here with a big play brewing. Silence from Exerson does not start the fight though. JDG get away with murder.
That's a pick onto Devil J. That's a tier 2 turret. That's likely going to be a Rift Herald as well. And what does RRQ get from this? A couple waves into Helios, that's really about it. It's so little they can do in the map right now. JDG, so decisive, so quick.
Yeah, we are 9 minutes into the game.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize.
Yeah. Feels like, I mean, the Rift Herald coming up should clue you in. It feels like they ought to be able to turn onto a Baron with how much RRQ are
Yeah.
forced out of the game right now.
Man, RRQ, they are just having a tough time.
8,000 gold lead currently on JD Gaming, and that means that as we head towards this late game, yes, RRQ are scaling, yes, they're going to come into the game, but they are always going to be behind unless they find a miracle. I'll give you the question. I'll give you the opportunity to earn some goodwill back with Mika.
Yes.
How do RRQ get back into this?
There genuinely is a chance for that to happen. They're
Oh,
probably
this is a
gonna
good
have to give
start.
up one more dragon. I feel like this dragon, if you try to fight it, you're gonna get rolled here.
Right. Don't fight for the Cloud Drake, step 1. Step 2.
I'm really trying. I'm grasping at straws here.
I like
it's
it.
so difficult, but it's not impossible just based off
Show me the
nature of
straws! Show me the straws!
I hate it, TJ, but it's doable. Just give up the dragon, wait for the Baron,
Okay.
wait for them to lose the game there, wait for JDG to give you a chance back in. You have to scale.
They're fighting for the dragon. Chad stepping forward to try and find a pick, and he is gone. Chidao
damage.
finds a massive pick underneath the turret. Doki now forced back by Helios and Marky, who are coming online. Helios doing some damage, but just not enough. Chad's trying to force a play in time for the dragon pickup.
Well, that's bot lane tier 2. That's Cloud Dragon.
Yeah.
That's every objective on the map going over to the side of JDG. 10,000 gold lead here.
They didn't listen to your straws.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't even not contest the dragon. They just got dived under their tier 2, TJ. That's just a...
I think Chaz was hoping to start a fight so that they could win the dragon. I think that's why Chaz gets aggressive there.
Well, you got to think about his perspective as well, right? You're playing a Kha'Zix. You can't walk into your own jungle.
True.
What do you
That
really
is cursed.
do? It is pretty cursed.
That is pretty miserable. That's like the solo queue experience, though. If you're playing jungle.
Yeah.
Except instead of your own teammates taking your jungle, it's the other team. JDG. Simulating what it feels like to play 1v9 solo queue.
Except in this case, no one on the side of RRQ really have any opportunities to do a thing here. We talk about what an amazing scaling comp they have.
This Senna giving him a speed boost into the fight. Chaz forced to flash away instantly. He'll get dove again. Jojo flips him forward, and that is an easy kill to JDG. My God, it is clean. All the while, that bot lane turret getting chewed away at by Lemon, down 2 plates during that play.
They have the scaling on the side of RRQ, right? But too much scaling means not enough power in the early game, in the mid game. And JDG, they're running away with it. They are so decisive, and yet again, they are not being challenged. This is the 3rd match JDG have played on the international stage, and they have not been challenged once.
Dive in, Helios will flash away and survive thanks to the Soraka healing. Also dodges Dawning Shadow, and here's the dive in. Devil J underneath the turret, Lemon will go down. Jindo dives the backline though, finds trade. Helios down in exchange, 1-for-1 so far in the fight. As the play comes forward, more aggressive. Devil J, half HP, trying to find anything, forced to dash away. Jindo out of the stasis, turns onto Chaz, and just destroys him. There's nothing RRQ can do. It's a 2-for-1 trade, and that looked pretty good.
Thomas, Jindong genuinely looks like the best team fighting team I've seen here at Icons. That's all I'm gonna say. They look so good.
Jindo over the wall, trying to find a kill onto Devil J. He's into stasis, there's nobody coming. He's easily killed off.
It's heartbreaking here from RRQ, right? What a way to get just absolutely demolished. The game's not over yet, but at this point, JDG, they're not trying to win the game. They're not killing you on the map. They're destroying your mental.
Helios able to like bob and weave. I was believing it, and then watch this. Boom!
Oh my goodness. Singdo comes in around the back, bonks you on the head right there, and Devil J looks good for a second. But then you realize how far behind RRQ truly are. If this was an even game state, if they were 2,000 gold, 3,000 gold behind, might have been winnable for RRQ. But what a lead Jindong have gained over the game, what a lead they have earned over this game, and they will just slap RRQ with their wallets.
Yeah, some big wallet slapping happening now. And at this point, even I, grasper of straws, will admit RRQ pretty out of it. Stasis will buy time. Jindo with the Hextech ultimatum though finds an easy kill onto Exocin. Wow, full commit from Marky. He's forced to flash away. He'll get burned down now. A massive route found. Jindo into the backlines. Helios does find one trade. One kill over. That will be all. A triple kill picked up by Jindo. He's still going. Devil J down. A quadra kill. And Chaz denies him the penta. Sitting inside of the fountain as JDG bear down. Here's the delayed penta attempt. Jindo can't dive the fountain. And so it will instead be an easy game win to JDG as they wipe the floor with RRQ.
Jindong Gaming, number 2 seed from the WRL, not challenged a single time in any of their matches so far. Senna, TJ, 100% pick rate for the WRL today, 100% win rate in 3 games as well.
You're right, that is worth mentioning. Senna, Nasus we saw play.
And I mean, look at this. Easy game. No hiccups
Steady, yeah.
whatsoever, right? It just steady going up and up and up and up and nothing. Like this is the JDG that we expect. This is like perfect gameplay right there. I can say this was perfect.
That's right. And putting down my SEA hat, putting it down just a bit. Just for a second. I do think that RRQ, they were, you saw this draft and everybody kind of like raised their eyebrows, kind of thought, okay, what are you doing? You can't do exactly this and against a WRL team without a strict game plan. I mean, I'm all for teams experimenting. I love it. But I would say maybe not against JDG. Maybe not against
It's a tough ask. I mean, when you're coming up against one of the best regions or one of the best teams in play-ins, sometimes you have to try something new. Sometimes you have to try something that maybe puts the better team, quote unquote, off guard. And they did try that. I mean, you saw in the damage as well just before that the Camille actually did the most damage as well. But look at this.